Okay. Hey guys, this is Lynn Kawhi, your soul number nurse. Sorry, I look a little bummyish. I've been sewing and playing pickleball. So today I just want to talk to you guys about, again, like numerology and just the whole system. There's a lot of systems out there. Like numerology is just one of them. They have cardology. You have your north and south nodes. There are many different ways that you can discover like who you are and what your purpose is and why you are here. So the church system, is kind of set up. In 2009, I kind of got out of the church system because to me, after going to church from the time I was 8 years old until the time I was 48 years old, you just kind of go through the same thing like over and over and over again. And I want to get to a point to where I start learning something because here we are on planet Earth living this life and going through challenges and issues and problems and situations and circumstances. And we rely on certain institutions to help us to show us how to deal with some real serious issues in our lives: alcoholism, unemployment, problems with our children, someone being attacked, and the mental and emotional and psychological issues and problems and damages that some of these, life circumstances cause us. And the churches don't know how to deal with those things. Not really. Churches now have 100, 200, 300 members in the church, and you got one pastor. It's not like it was back in way back, like in the 1940s, 1930s, 1950s, 60s, or even 1970s, when I started going to church as a child. Our pastor knew everybody. They knew our mom. They knew the neighborhood we lived in. Like, our pastor even knew our little friends who we hung with. These days the pastors don't know who you are. They don't know your wife. They don't know your children. They don't know your circumstances. They're all right. I'm not going to bash like all pastors, but I'm talking about those big mega churches. So how are they helping you? Because it takes people to help people. You're not going to find everything that you're looking for in that one book. All right. In order for you, seriously, let me just cut to the chase. To understand your issues, you have to first understand who you are. You really have to understand your own mechanism, how you think, what triggers your feelings, how you react and how you behave, what upsets you, what brings you joy, what turns you on, what turns you off, what gives you pleasure, the type of job you should have, the type of mate that you should have, uh, how to deal with your kids, you have to understand yourself, and you're not going to get that in a church from your pastor, because a pastor is not going to sit and take the time to put you on a couch and listen to all your woes and your pains and your disappointments and help you try to figure out how to fix it. A pastor is going to tell you to open your Bible, read this verse, go and pray, 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 and then ask you for some tithing, and then send you on your way. You're going to fool yourself and kid yourself and tell yourself that you're healed, or the answer's going to come. Or look, we're supposed to be proactive in our own lives. We're not supposed to be waiting for something to come and give us an answer or a solution. In some circumstances, yes. But this life that we're all living and we're all experiencing, okay, that our maker, our creator, God gave to us, is supposed to be lived by us, through us. We're supposed to be doing the work for ourselves, for ourselves. All right. That's why in Christianity, you got so many people who are seriously like sick, physically sick or emotionally sick, very poor, confused, destitute in every possible way, financially, mentally, emotionally, because they don't realize that they have the power, that you have the power and the ability to turn whatever situation you have going on around. Some things are easy to turn around for yourself. It's just a matter of getting off your butt and just doing the work. And some things are challenging. They're going to be a challenge. So when I got out of Christianity and I started coming, like, I wasn't interested in getting into numerology and mysticism and all that stuff. I wasn't interested. It had been trying to find me since I was in my 20s. So I finally just let it go and relent and open my mind and open my heart and open my spirit. And lo and behold, my my whole life changed. All the confusion, all the upsets, all the anger, all the frustration that I felt like boiled up in me, especially the confusion, with relationships with my parents, with churches, with doctors, with, neighbors, with situations, just all came open and clear to me when I made this discovery. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have issues or challenges or problems. Of course I do, because I'm still living here on planet Earth. So I still have work to do for myself. And so do you. And the one way that you can discover that, and I know it's going to sound real to some people, it sounds really simple or silly or unbelievable. Like if you understand your birthday and your name are your codes to understanding who you are and what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime and how to deal with your challenges and the lessons that you're here to learn. If you understand your birthday and you understand the meaning behind it, you'll have a better understanding of your own temperament and maybe why you keep attracting the same type of guy or the same type of woman, right? These things are like really major. You're not going to find these things out in the church. Maybe because, there you can always go to a counselor or go to a therapist, at which time they'll lay you on a couch and take $75 from you per hour and listen to you, half-ass listen to you, or some of them really do listen to you, go on about your woes, and I don't understand why this is happening to me, and I don't understand why my child is not doing this, and I don't understand why I keep attracting the same guy, same girl, same situation, same. You don't understand it because there's no system out here that's going to tell you that you have the power. Why would they tell you that? What would they gain by telling you that you have the answers to your own issues? What would they gain? But you do. You have the issues to the circumstances and your own problems. All right. So, look, you can be, it's sort of like a two-part thing because somebody was asking me a few days ago about their mother who said, one of my friends has two other siblings. And I told her, I said that you and your brother and your sister were all, raised differently. And she said to me, she says, well, my mother is always screamed or hollered that I raised you kids all the same way. I bought you guys clothes, at the same time for school. I fed you guys the same meals. I took you to the doctors the same time. But that doesn't have anything to do with the person's personality. A parent, your mother and your father are just your vessels. All right. Your mom is just a vessel. That's a terrible thing. But you come from a dynamic source. You're different from your brother and your sister in some ways. You're different, and you are. Maybe your mom, fed you guys grits and eggs and bacon at the same time every Saturday morning. But you're very different from your brother and your sister and your other siblings and those who raised you. And again, how do you know that you're different? And there's a way to know if your mother or your father treated you guys differently just based on your name, your first name alone. All right, will show you a difference. I don't want you to get into no beef with your parents, but it's just to help you to understand yourself, because you're here to understand yourself and who you are, right? Not in an arrogant way or a cocky way or a self-centered way, but just to help to alleviate some of those challenges that you'll go through in this lifetime. Because life is a school and we're here to learn lessons and we're here to conquer those lessons. most of which, if we know ourselves and do the work, because it takes work, it's going to take work. It's not going to be easy. All right. Believe me, I know. When I looked at my North Node and saw what I needed to do to reach a particular echelon in my own personal and spiritual development, on paper it looked easy. But when I started doing the work, oh boy, I had to do it in piecemeal. Piecemeal. It was a challenge. The thing that I have to do is easy for my sister and my mother to do, and things that my mother and my sister are here to learn to do, okay, that's difficult for them, it's very easy for me to do. And the lessons that we have to learn aren't like having to dig a ditch for 20 days or go in a cave in the dark and hang out there for 10 days with no food and no light. It's nothing complex or complicated like that. The lessons and challenges that we need to learn are within our own minds, our own hearts, our own mental and emotional selves. Is we have to tap deeply within ourselves. That's what makes it difficult. It's really difficult for people to go deep in their heart and deep in their minds to have to deal with something that may be very challenging or scary or difficult for them. For some people, it's easier for them to make millions of dollars as opposed to going into their heart and showing compassion and generosity and true deep love and nurturing. It's very extremely difficult. For some people, it may be easy for them to be loving and caring and very nurturing, and sweet and kind, but difficult for them to maintain their finance or to make money or to keep a job. Those are lessons that they have to learn. All right. The lessons are right here. No matter where you go, your challenge and your lessons will go with you. I had a friend who went way off to up in the mountains somewhere in West Virginia to hang out with the Buddhist nuns after she had gone through some devastating, thing here. I understand to get away, but she thought that she was going to find herself up there in those mountains. She came back for a whole year. She walked around in her white, Buddhist wear. And then after about 2 or 3 years, she was back to her old self, aggressive and demanding and bossy. So much for that calm, zen, I'm a different person now, because she never really dealt with her challenges. Right? So that's what I just wanted to help you guys to understand. Now, I'm not saying the Bible can't help you if you use it to help you to if you're a person that needs to practice compassion and nurturing, if you're using it to help you to be more loving and to be more compassionate and more understanding, that's awesome. But you really have to get it on a very deep and personal and very spiritual and emotional level so that it's something that stays with you for a lifetime. It takes a daily practice, practice, practice. Some people's issues are as simple as keeping their room clean or neat, or their home neat and their home in order. And doing that thing, because you never think, if you ever look at your South Node or North Node, and you're welcome to get in touch with me to know more about that. But if you look at the things that you have to learn, you may think, wow, what's the point of that? I have to keep my house clean or keep my space clean. Yes, because in keeping those things in order, the lesson in doing that work and keeping it neat and clean will teach you something about yourself that you are meant to learn on a very personal level that will give you an awakening, or you have an epiphany and just doing those very simple things. And it's the simple things that we're supposed to be learning to do in this lifetime. Okay. So it's not, it is hidden, but we live in an Aquarian, we're up on the Aquarian age. And that old time of religion where we go to church and listen to the pastor and he tells us to read this verse and chapter, and those days are coming to an end. We're getting to the point to where, the young kids, the ones in I'm almost 60. Those who are in their 30s and 20s and the younger kids will be getting past that time because they're looking for something a little deeper, something with more information, something that's going to fulfill their knowledge hunger. And that's what it is. And I'm telling you, you'll have plenty to do. You'll have plenty to learn and plenty lessons and challenges to have to get through when you decide to open up your mind and open up your spiritual, vault, and accept the fact that you have the power. Some people don't want to be responsible, but you don't have a choice because you were brought here with this power, with this ability to make a personal change. And it takes the work. A lot of people want people to do work for them, but if you're that type of person, then that's what you're here to do. Because if you don't learn your lesson, if you decide that you don't want to learn it, life is going to do its thing to you. And it's just going to be worse, and it's going to be difficult, it's going to be complex. You're going to be frustrated and confused. And if you keep running to the church is not going to help you. All right. They will try to. I'm not going to say they wouldn't want to, but they won't know how to do this because this is a new day, people. I'm an old head telling you this. We're living in a new time and a new day. It's not really even new. The thing that is new is the information that's coming out of the vault and out of the woodworks. Let me stop. I went way past my time. So I just wanted to share that with you. I keep trying to teach the system in a real simple, basic way. I'll try to do that in another video where I'll just take the names and break it down, or take birthdays so you can see how the birthdays work, where I can give you definitions of the meaning of different names or different birthdays. Okay, guys, I just want to share that with you. You can look at South Node. You can look up North Node on Google it, and just look up your North Node and just seriously just look at it. Don't just look at it, read it, dismiss it. Really look at it, and then go inside yourself and say, "Is this me?" And then take a challenge and try to work on it, because there's several challenges. Take a challenge and seriously try to work on it consistently. And if you need help, I'm always here. Soul Number Nurse. All right, guys. Take care.